Hi there, my name is Teri Smith. I'm the owner of Adorable Deco Decor, where we make and sell wreaths and other types of home decor, and I also work toward inspiring others to make their own designs through my wreath making group. And today I'm down here in the workshop, and I started out saying I was going to make a lavender and greenery wreath. We're going to make a wreath. I don't know if it's going to be lavender or greenery or both, but we're going to make a wreath today. My plan was I was going to make a greenery wreath with some lavender in it. I'm not sure that's what I'm going to do. Because here's the lavender I have. And you know, lavender comes different kinds of shades. This is a pretty dark purple. It does have some lighter sprigs, but it's pretty dark all in all. And, you know, the greenery's, well, it's kind of light, but it looks a little bit dried, like older lavender, if that makes sense. And here's what I'd planned on doing. I'd planned on putting it with this eucalyptus spray, which I love this spray. This is a Hobby Lobby spray. And actually, I've chopped it off just for storage purposes. But this is one of my most favorite sprays because it has all this different kind of greenery and all this movement, textures, some little berries and some... I don't know if those are nuts or what, but anyway, I really like this spray. Well, when I brought it in here and I turned the lights on and everything, I thought that's going to be really, really dark. And I even had some other greenery. I was going to throw in some lavender, or not lavender, lamb's ear, which that helps, but still it's pretty doggone dark. So I think I'm going to scratch the eucalyptus spray. Now, if I was just going to go with greenery, I could do this and maybe throw in some lamb's ear or throw in some of this. It's you've probably seen me use this before. It's a frosted boxwood. I could do that to kind of lighten it up, but I really wanted to do something with lavender. So I'm going to abort these. I'm not going to use these because, like I said, you can think about it, I have a really dark door on our house. And in fact, it's dark door, and then it sits under a overhang, you know, or a porch. And so I need something really bright and pop, you know, with the colors that pop. This would not go very well on very many doors. It'd have to be a lighter door, and have to have, you know, a lot of light in the surrounding area too. So, but I'm not going to use that. Okay. So anyway, we'll go ahead and get our wreath started. I cleaned it up a little bit. I'm not too worried about the wreath over on this side because my plan is to put a bow here and then let the goodies all spray out from that. This is the side of the wreath that I need to make sure it's cleaned up. And I cleaned it up fairly well. It still has a few sprigs, but it's good enough to start working on. And I have about 16 inches of rustic wire. That's what I'm going to use for my wreath hanger. And this is just a heavy gauged wire. Hobby Lobby calls it grapevine wire. And I saw Michael's calls it something else, but I don't remember what they call it. But it's not, they don't call it grapevine wire, but they do have it. But you can also use pipe cleaners. You can use heavy gauge floral wire. I always tell people if you're going to use pipe cleaners, I suggest wrapping 2 of them together. Make sure that they're good and strong. Because you got to figure in, you know, it might be a windstorm or something comes, or, you know, people slamming the door or anything like that. You sure wouldn't want that wreath hanger to fail. So I just stuck that down through the grapevine, and I'm just twisting it. I always recommend a wreath hanger just to help out the customer. I mean, if you're doing it for your own home, it's your preference, but it's been my experience. Number one, they need to know how to properly hang their wreath. And even sometimes when I have put a wreath hanger on before, they still have hung the wreath upside down. So I try to help people out as best I can, or my customers out as best I can. So, all right, so that's what the wreath hanger looks like. I don't know how well you can see it. Hey, Jamie, how are you? Oh, Teresa, Michael's is having a great sale. Oh, good deal, because I need to get some stuff. Now I got to think what it was that I'm low on. We don't have a Michael, so I always have to order online. But I need to make a drive and go, and I think the closest one is like an hour from us. But I need to go and just look. Like I need to be spending any more money, right? So, all right, so we have our 14-inch grapevine. We have our wreath hanger on, and now the next thing I want to do is make a bow. And I know what you're thinking. Look at this. This is actually 6-inch burlap ribbon. I'm pretty sure it's 6-inch. Yeah, 6-inch burlap ribbon. It is wired, but I wanted something a little bit different. And so we're going to use this today. And, you know, the wreath, even if I use this lighter greenery, a greenery wreath can be a little bit darkish. So this is going to help to lighten it up. Plus it's rustic and it's going to make a statement. And I'm just going to put a real simple bow right here. My plan is to have, you know, one of the tails just very short in here and maybe a short one here. We might add more, I don't know, but just a real simple bow. And really, I thought I had ordered 4-inch, but it was probably my error, but I have 6-inch, so that's what we're going to work with. All right, I'm just closing my hand around that. I probably have it cockeyed just a little bit, and like I said, I want one of the tails to fall into the center. And I just have that twisted between my fingers. Now, if you're not comfortable making bows, you know, I would not recommend using a 4 or 6-inch ribbon to make a bow by hand just to start out, because they can be a little bit difficult to manage, as you can imagine. And this is burlap, so it's a little bit softer, but it's still, I mean, it's still a handful to maneuver. I don't know if I got that outside tail long enough now that I look at it. Let me see. Yeah, that'll be all right. So how is everybody today? Anybody got fun plans for the weekend? Yeah, 6-inch, yes. Like I said, I did not mean to order 6-inch, but I'll take it. I mean, it makes a statement. Like I said, it's just a real simple bow, but you can see how much space it takes up. And I'm going to use a brown pipe cleaner because I want it to blend in with the wreath base. Just trying to get all my pleats going the right direction here. All right. So how about it? Anybody celebrating their first day of spring with anything special? Hey, Amy. And there's Peggy. Yeah, we'll probably just do the same old. Same old. I know they're lightening up a lot of the restrictions and all that stuff, COVID stuff, but I think we're still just kind of homebodies. We've decided, you know, we already were homebodies, but I think with all the COVID and such, we're even worse now. All right, let's do this. I might get this on here and decide I don't like it at all. I've not used this before, so we'll see. I mean, I have used 6-inch unwired ribbon before in a fall wreath that I make, but it has a good body, so you don't have to worry about it not holding its shape. I'm just wrapping this pipe cleaner around the back of the grapevine here. I want it good and snug. I might decide this bow's just entirely wrong, but that's what I always tell people in my group. If you mess up, you can always undo it, right? Isn't that right, you guys that are in the group that are here? I'm always saying that. No worry. Don't worry about it. You can always fix it. All right, now, for right now, I'm just going to kind of roll this up and get it out of the way. And then we'll decide what we're going to do with it. Hopefully we'll keep it, right? All right, now for my greenery, like I said, I need something a little lighter. So I chose this frosted boxwood. It's one of my favorite, this kind of all-purpose greeneries is boxwood and the eucalyptus that has the same shape. And then I also have, for a different texture, I've got the lamb's ear. You know, this lamb's ear, that can run pretty expensive, so I use it a little bit more sparingly. Oh, Pauline says she likes it. Amy, you're renovating your bathroom. How exciting. It's always nice to get everything all refreshed, isn't it? All right, I'm going to break this off into different pieces here. I'm going to try to keep a few of these stems together. Just break them off. And you can see I've already split that one bush into two. Yeah, I'm wondering though, I went out to the front of the house. All of my flowers out in the back are doing reasonably well. But I went out to the front and I had planted just tons of tulips and daffodils last year, and I was suspecting that something dug them up, and I'm pretty sure now that they did, because there's hardly anything growing in the front of the house. That's where you'd prefer it to be, right? But I just don't know when it's going to be too early to plant those things. All right, let me look here. I'm trying to section this out into pretty equal sections, so we'll have the top and the bottom pretty close. Let's see. You guys, if you have any questions, be sure and put them in the comments. If you've not been watching very many lives, you may not know, but the comments have been kind of iffy for all of us that are doing lives. Sometimes we see them, sometimes we don't. But if you have a question and if I miss it, just go ahead and ask it again. And if anybody that's watching knows the answer, if you want to go ahead and chime in, that's fine too. Okay? All right, so you can see, I got one more thing to cut. You can see I got quite a few pieces of greenery off of just that one bush. But I kept several of them together so that I can fill it in a little bit more quickly. And I'm going to go ahead and kind of give each one of these guys kind of a squeeze and kind of move them around. None of my tulips, they're just barely, about maybe 2 inches or so. All right, and can you see the difference in the ones I've fluffed and the ones I haven't fluffed? They just look like standing up like soldiers. I've got to give them some life here. And some of them are smaller than others, and I'm trying to keep them separated out there too. Jamie's wanting to know where I found the variegated greenery that I used. Where did I get that? You know what? I think I got it at Sim's Pottery back years ago. I've had it for a long time. I got quite a bit of it, but I think it was at. I'm pretty sure it was at Sim's Pottery. But I'm sure you can find it around. I know Hobby Lobby has an ivy that's variegated that you might be able to substitute if you can't find the other. All right, let's go ahead and start placing this. And I want there to be a lot of it. I want it to be really pow. It has to be to match this this bow, right? Actually, I'm going to drop this down a little bit. I got it a little bit too tall. I'll go ahead and zoom in. Oh, what I'm fluffing right now, I got this at Regency, another wholesaler. But yeah, I love this boxwood. It's really nice. It does have a little bit of variegation, and then it's kind of powdered, where it just kind of a muted, not real. It doesn't look plasticky. It looks real. That's what I like about it. All right, I'm just going to start here right behind the bow. We'll just build outward. And get my other one going the other direction. If I put it up there, I'll come down here. I say that's pretty much what I do. I try to come, work outward from the bow, but then at the same time I catch myself not doing that too. So, nothing's hard and fast. If you find a way that works for you, I always say go for it. Get that out of the way. Anybody tunes in late and they see that bow, they're going to be like, what in the world is she thinking? Look at those tails. Look at that bow. What? All right, so I put this one more to the outside. I'm going to bring this one more toward the inside. And as I'm inserting it, I'm making sure that I'm going with the grapevine, not straight into it. All right, go down here, just mirror just what I did up there. Make sure to bring some to the inside of the wreath. Don't ignore the middle of your wreath. I was on Facebook before I came live, and I saw you with your dad on, I can't remember the name of that horse. Debbie and I, that's on here, used to show horses together. And I can't remember the name of your horse, though. All right, I'm going to take another one back here in the back. Yeah, that seems like a lifetime ago. We were so young. Fun times, though. And I wasn't paying attention. I need to probably bring more greenery. I should have put the heavier one on the bottom, but we'll make up for it later. I just ran out. This is my last piece that I've already cut off. Not a big deal, but okay. All right, looks like a spider does. All right, since I did that, I'm going to go ahead while I'm thinking about it. I'm going to put one more piece of the another bigger piece of the greenery on down there on the bottom, because I don't ever want my bottom to be lighter than my top. If it's going to be lopsided, I'd rather it be the top lighter than the bottom. Horses all over the country. All over the country, every day it seemed like. But it was fun. For the most part. Meet a lot of great people. All right, now I'm going to put this one just right down in here. Let's see, where do I want that? I've got that vine that goes right across right here, so I'd really like to put it right here, but that's going to bump it out too far. Make it hang at an odd angle. Maybe I can slide it up underneath of there. Okay, that'll work. Okay, all right. Now, I think we're done with the boxwood for a little bit. We'll probably come back and add a little bit more later, but not right now. Okay, now I'd like to go ahead and add some of the lavender. Also got this from Regency, the wholesaler. Like I said, I wished I would have maybe picked a little lighter. I would have given me a little bit more options than this darker color. But we're going to work with what we have. I'm going to go ahead and trim. All of these pretty much come out on the same level here, so I'm just going to go ahead and trim them all off. Oh, and that one I've already borrowed off of. I do that. I borrow off of them and then I stick it back in the pile. I always like adding lavender to my designs though, because it just adds such a different texture. And most people like it, I think. It's been my experience anyway. Okay, all right. Now I'm going to put these in there probably 2 at a time. They look like they're pretty much all the same length, but I want to kind of stagger them. Like that, so I'll have more color for more distance. And again, make it look natural. So that brought that stem up here, so I'm going to go ahead and trim that off down here. And we'll stick them in 2 at a time. Okay. All right, well, like I said, if somebody else sees the questions and you know the answer, please go ahead and answer. Not going to hurt my feelings any. All right, we'll just start placing, and again, I'm going to start here by the bow. And I forgot to fluff those like what I do the greenery. I forgot to fluff that one, but you need to do the same thing. We'll continue putting them in 2 at a time. Some of these have a little bit more flower on them than others. Like that one just had a little bitty sprig. And again, kind of give them all kind of a twist here. Fluff them like a tree. Oh, Carol, that is a statement bow. Yes, it is. It is. Now, don't be frightened, though. I don't know what we're going to do with it yet. I just got it placed in there just so I know where it's going. And I told everybody we might end up with something else, but that's what we're going to do for right now. I've had this 6-inch ribbon sitting over there and kind of wondering what to do with it, and I decided today's the day. All right, let's stick this in here. And good. Again, I want it kind of wild looking. Yeah, we're gonna fix the tails and everything whenever we get around to it. Goodness, I can't get that. So is everybody all used to the time change yet? I think my husband and I think we're still dragging. Still don't, it's like your body knows it or thinks it's one time and the clock says it's something else. I sure wish they'd change that back to the way it was. All right, let's go down here. Still toward the center, but down toward still toward the center, toward the bow, but more toward the center of the inside of the wreath. If that makes sense. All right, we'll do the same thing on the other end. And again, I'm trying to stagger these so we have more color. If I just put them all the same, then you wouldn't be able to appreciate it as much. But we're going to get it fixed, so it'll look different before we're done. I'll say it's a work in progress. Well, get in there. All right, I got quite a bit of glue on that one, so I want to stick a little moss on this before it gets too far along. It's just easier to take care of it when it happens, rather than trying to dig back through. All right, get that out of the way. All right, starting to fill out nicely. I'm glad we went with the boxwood instead of the eucalyptus. I just think that would have been entirely too dark. All right, I'm going to get another lavender bush. I want it to be kind of heavy on the lavender. Okay. All right, now let's grab a couple more. And again, I'm staggering them. All right, I'm going to put another pair of the stems up at the top, but I'm going to start moving outward just a little bit and more toward the back. All right, we'll do the same thing down here. Bend these around a little bit. All right, I'm going to come right down here just to, again, to kind of marry or pair off of what I did up here, okay? Okay. All right, we're closing in here. This has all these little leaves down at the very bottom, and I need to cut those off or else it's not going to go in the wreath very well. But there's a bunch of them. All right, now I've got some here, I've got some here and back behind, so now I'm going to come a little bit more forward and down. Right. Just looking to see, make sure I had that glue. Didn't want that glue showing. All right, let's trim off a little bit of this. Okay, and then again, same place, only going on the bottom there. All right, I'm going to turn it toward me now and see what we've got going. And I feel like I need some right in this area on both sides. I have to open up another bush. There we go. All right, now I need another bush. You finally catching me live? Yeah, it's pretty regular. We're here pretty much on Tuesdays and Thursdays or Tuesdays and Fridays about this time, but maybe you're busy at that moment. I know there's a lot of other people going live too at that time, but I'm glad you're here, Jamie. I got this lavender at Regency. It's a wholesaler. It's one of the ones I use most. one of the wholesalers I use most. They have really nice things. All right, let's go down one more time on the bottom. Okay. All right, I'm going to turn it again here. Now I'm going to need to bring some a little bit closer to the bow. Maybe not so much on top, but on the bottom definitely. But I want to put a little bit more greenery in before I do that. I want to see what I'm going to do with my tails here too. I was kind of wanting this to kind of go behind. Or maybe I'll play around with it here a little bit and see what we're going to do. I'm kind of wanting this tail to come behind. So I might even just trim this off. Let's see, or do I want to go? Hang on, guys, I'm playing. All right, let me see. I'm going to try dovetailing this. This is high quality burlap. It's a D. Stevens burlap. And looking at the edge, I think that the fray is going to be very limited. So once I get done messing with it, it should stay. I can always come back and singe the ends just a little bit. But I would really like to have this dovetailed right here instead of just rolled. We'll try it. That's one thing with burlap you got to worry about sometimes, especially if it's a loose weave, that it will fray. But I want it just to kind of drop down into the center there. We'll kind of pleat it just a little bit where it doesn't look like a sore thumb. And then what I'm thinking is maybe do the same thing here and then bring a longer tail back here. We're going to try it. And I don't want it completely open. I want it kind of pleated like that, because I think it's not going to look right if I have it completely open. Just kind of make a point there. And then I'm going to get another piece and bring it behind all this, kind of like just kind of dropping down here. And normally I would just put a steel pick over this, but it's much too thick. So I'm going to have to just take a pipe cleaner, wrap it around the end here. Go for it. Remember what I just said. Anything we do, we can undo. And I tell you what, in the group, I have seen such improvement of everyone. So let's get you started. I'm gonna challenge you to do it this week. All right, Tammy's one of our group members, and she does a great job. Great job. I think you can do it, Tammy. All right, I'm gonna bring this down here so I can kind of see what I'm doing. Just bringing it behind all this greenery. Just like it was there when we started. That's what I want it to look like. So, Tammy, you will accept the challenge. Okay. All right, I'm going to hold you to that. We've done some real real nice florals, and you tell me which kind of floral you want to do, Tammy, and I will send you a project. How's that? Oh goodness, I can't get this to, I pulled that so tight with my bow I couldn't get my pipe cleaner through, but now we got it. Okay. But even something like this would be simple. I think that something like this would be one of the simpler, more simple ones you could do. Now we'll see if this is going to lay right. It might not. I don't know. We're going to try it though. If nothing else, I can always come back here and secure that with either a pipe cleaner, floral wire, or glue it. And I might even put another tail back there, but I'm not going to do that right now. We'll go ahead and, now that I kind of have a plan for the bow, we'll go ahead and add a little bit more greenery. I was talking about maybe doing some lamb's ear, just to give us another texture. Oh, and now I've got this hole here. I had to do something about that. That's where that bow tail was. That ribbon was so big I didn't even see it there. But we can probably stick a piece of this lamb's ear in there. Let me see what it looks like. Yeah, and you can get all of this kind of thing at Hobby Lobby. If you have a Hobby Lobby close, I'm sure Michael's has it too. But I know Hobby Lobby has a couple of different colors of lavender that you can look at. All right, I'm just going to stick this right up in here just to kind of fill that hole. I can get it to go there. I'm still going to need to put some boxwood in there, though, to, you know, to make sure that it blends and it doesn't look like I just stuck that piece of lamb's ear there, like I just did. But we'll bring in a little bit more boxwood to incorporate that a little better. Plus, remember I said we need a little bit more lavender up here closer to the bow. All right, let's see. I'm going to break these other pieces up a little bit shorter. I can always come back and trim that one down a little bit too. So I don't have very much of it. Oh, Carol's wanting to know about my easel. No, I bought this from Nancy Alexander with Ladybug Wreath. She has an online shop. She's on Etsy and you know, has a web page. But no, it came like this, and I tell you, I love it. Love it, love it. The only problem is I lost one of my pegs. And I can't find it. It's here in this workshop somewhere. I heard it drop, but I cannot find it. It's rolled underneath of something somewhere. All right, I'm going to go a little bit toward the inside on this one. Again, trying to incorporate it throughout. I'm going to work on the bottom and then I'll go up to the top. I hope I got enough of this. I think I've got another couple of stems. I like the lamb's ear with lavender. It just they just seem to pair so well together. This actual stem that I got is a Hobby Lobby stem. If you get it half, you know, on the every other week where they go the hot half price, then it's doable. Otherwise, it can be pretty pricey, especially if you're using a lot of it in your wreath. Okay. All right, now I'm going to come up here, work on the top side a little bit. I may have to do more on the bottom also, but I'm ready to move on. Just like I dropped a knife the other day in our kitchen. Neither one of us can find it. I have no idea where it went. And I heard it drop. I think there's a leprechaun or something comes and steals all our stuff. All right, I need a little bit back here. My son, when they got married, he wanted 5 kids. Nicole, I don't think, decided she's going for that. All right, let me look. I think I've got another lamb's ear. I do. Actually, I have 2 of them. So this will be the 3rd one we're using of the lamb's ear in this one. All right, I'm going to turn it toward me and see where I need to put this. Let's see. I almost don't want one that big back there. I want just a small one. So I'm going to go ahead and put this out here just so it's visible. And then we'll come down on the bottom and do it the same. Let's see. Right there. Okay. All right, now we'll come down here and we'll fill that side out, or I think this 3rd stem's going to be enough. Well, with my kids, I know I said whenever my kids outnumbered us, it was time to stop. I know he's so excited he's about to explode. He's been wanting kids. I'm not real keen on that right there. I think it needs a little smaller. I think we need a little smaller piece down there, just like we do need a smaller piece up there. So I'm going to grab one of these. I think that just looks too bunched, and then you don't appreciate the boxwood as well. Okay, there we go. Just a little. All I wanted was a little suggestion of the lamb's ear. I'm going to turn it toward me now. I might trim a few of these off. Maybe bring them back here. And actually, you know what? I said we needed some more lavender here. I'm going to take some of these that are sticking out here. For some reason, that makes me think of false eyelashes when I look at it in the camera. What do you guys think? All right. So anyway, let me see. I want this one. Not taking the whole piece. I'm just taking a little sprig. I'm going to take this one. Now let me look again. Maybe I may come back for this one too. Let me look in the camera. Yeah. We got this one. Let's bend that over. There we go. Yeah, this easel does make it way easier. I used to have one, it was a tabletop one, and it kept collapsing on itself and everything else, and it was. Now, the only thing, sometimes like when I'm doing lives, I kind of get my foot stuck on it, but that's just because I'm a klutz. But really, it's really nice, and it's very well built. But I tell you, if your husband is crafty or handy, you know, around a workshop or something, or if you know somebody, you could probably have somebody make you one. I think I want a piece in close here, and then I need a little bit more here and here. So we'll just start filling in around the bow. Okay, let's see. I keep on coming back to this one. I think I'm going to trim this one off too, and we'll find some place for it. We'll just make it shorter and we'll bring it right in here. I want it to just be full of that color. One thing I do like about this particular lavender spray is, or bush I should say, is that each one of these pieces are wired all the way to the flower. And that's something I always try to look for whenever I'm looking for supplies. Okay, now down here I still need a little bit more of the lavender this way. And then once we do that, I think then we'll have time, then it'll be time to start filling in behind the bow. What do you guys think about the bow? You think it works? Looks pretty big, doesn't it? Let me look here. I like that size better. Oh, Anna likes it. Okay, all right, good deal. All right, let's go right in here. Again, I'm going to bring that color around forward a little bit more. Maybe here, and then we need to bring some down here. Like that better? Yeah, I do too. Just to calm it down just a little. Like I said, I thought I was buying 4-inch ribbon, not 6-inch ribbon. I mean, it still makes a statement, of course, but I think it was, in the camera, it looked just a little bit big. All right, let's go right in here. I just glued my finger. All right, let me look at it. We're going to need to bring a little boxwood down here, but I want to work behind the bow now for a little bit. I'm going to keep it turned toward me. But this is one thing that's good about, you know, high quality ribbon. Like I said, this is a D. Stevens burlap. I mean, it's got enough body that I can bend that, and it's going to keep its shape and put it however I want it. And we still need to bring a little bit more greenery in here probably too. Okay. All right, let's get something going on behind the bow. Like I said, I wanted to save one of these. Actually, we have 2 of them. Okay, we could stick that right there. And then so if I stuck that going this way, you know, we've got our transition point right here. So I'm going to bring something else. I'll bring it pointing the other direction. And that'll be our transition point. Okay. All right, now we'll come back with a little bit of the lavender and the boxwood. And of course, I'll make those a little bit shorter. Could probably do a long one here, but let me piece off some of these and go from there. Let's see. Trying to find the best place to trim these. Whoops. I'm just fluffing this and getting it in the right shape so we can stick it in the wreath. Fluffing it just like a Christmas tree, right? All right, we're going to go behind the bow again. I don't feel like that went in very good. Let me check that out. Oh yeah, it's okay. Felt like it wasn't going in very well. It should feel a little bit, like a little bit of resistance, but it didn't feel that way, but it went right in, so. All right, and I can see I need some more lavender there, but we'll get that here in a minute. Now these, I'm going to shorten these and just kind of put a little bit of some short twigs back there. Try and use all this bush. I'm just pulling off the end of the stem so they'll go in. We haven't had to use any picks this time, guys. Isn't that nice? All right, now we need another couple of them going the other way. And again, I'm pulling off the bottom leaves so they'll go in nicely. I didn't think that went in there right. It's bent up on itself. Sorry guys, there's my head again. There we go. Okay, now let's get a little bit of lavender back there behind the bow. And then we'll come in and incorporate some things in the middle of the bow, and then we'll be done. Oh shoot, I dumped that whole piece of lavender in the glue. Just drag it right through the glue. All right, let's get another one. Since I ruined that one. Okay, just a little bit of lavender right here behind the bow. All right, maybe a couple of sprigs right there. All right, turn this here so I can see. There we go. Okay, let me look at it in the camera here. This piece is kind of wild. Thank you guys. Thank you, Peggy. All right, now I want to put just a little bit here in the bow so this it's just not like just sitting there on top of everything else. Oh, and I was going to put a little bit more boxwood right in here. I'm going to do that so I don't forget right now. And I think just one section here will do it. All right, now let's go ahead and let's do something here in the center. Let me get my jump cleaned up here. Let's see. I think I'm going to just cut some real small boxwood sprigs. We'll put that right there in the center of that bow. I don't know about any lavender. Let me see. Yeah, that'll work. Just something to put there on the bow so it will look more incorporated instead of just sitting on top, especially with the size of the bow. We'll come down here and just a little sprig. Doesn't take too much. You don't want it to look like it's too placed. Need to trim that down a little bit. Yeah, just like that. But you want to make sure before you stick something in the bow that you're happy with the way it looks. Okay? All right, let me look here. All right, I'm going to turn it toward me here so I can get a better look. I think I need one more longer piece of boxwood right in here, just to kind of break up that lavender from the lamb's ear just a little bit. Just one piece is all it needs. Okay. Go right in here. Okay. All right, I think we're done, guys. I think we're done. Oh, thank you, Melinda. Thank you. All right, well, like I said, that's all I have for you today. like I said, I trimmed this down to about, it should be closer to the 4-inch that I thought I bought originally. And that, like I said, that's what I really had in mind. But, you know, don't be afraid to use stuff like that. And I'm glad we went with the boxwood and the lamb's ear instead of the eucalyptus, because I do think definitely that would have been way too dark. But, you know, if you wanted to use eucalyptus, you could, but I would use like a lighter colored lavender. Okay? All right. But you guys have a great rest of your day and great weekend. I will be live again Sunday in the evening, and we'll do something fun. Okay? All right. Thank you guys so much.